Let me guess, you signed up for every free lead magnet and binged on every marketing YouTube video and thought, what am I missing? Why isn't my business exploding like that? Well, I can tell you, you're not alone. Whether you're just getting started or have an established business, entrepreneurship can be really lonely. But it doesn't have to be. Overcoming your fear of launching or building your personal brand or figuring out how to scale, it shouldn't be holding you back. It should be empowering you. On this podcast, we're going to deep dive into the mechanics of what it takes to build your brand, make your mark, and stake your claim in the digital marketing space. I'll be chatting with people from all walks of life and stages in their careers. I will be getting inspiration from real experts who will share their actual strategies and techniques to grow loyal and raving followings and sell more stuff. This is entrepreneurship from people who are already there making it happen. My name is Jeff Mendelson. Join me and welcome to the One Big Tip podcast. Hello and welcome to the One Big Tip podcast. My name is Jeff Mendelson. I'm really glad you're here. And today I'm real excited to introduce to you Yetunde Shorters. She's a former publicist and now a personal branding coach. I don't want to steal too much of her thunder because she is absolutely amazing. So Yetunde, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me, Jeff. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you so much. So I didn't want to take up too much of your thunder here, but I'd like for you to take a few minutes to just introduce yourself and tell everyone why you're amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. My name is Yetunde Shorters. I am a former publicist and now focusing on purpose and personal brand coaching for women entrepreneurs specifically. And I am an expert at what I do because I've been doing this for 20 years. I've had firsthand experience working with Grammy, Tony, and MTV award-winning artists to help them go through what their personal brand is and how they can impact lives with it and earn profits confidently. And overall, the last, 10 years I've been doing this on my own as my own company. My clients have been seen by over 40 million people across the world. So going from how do you get crystal clear on what your purpose is without compromising the love of the things you love to do, and how do you have more impact and should you decide you want to make money with that purpose, how do you do that? So that's my superpower. I'm very good at synthesizing information and making it simple. I have the energy that gets you motivated to really step fully into the thing that you've been called for that will change lives and yours. And I just like to have fun while I'm at it. So after doing this for so many years and 1,500 features on my clients across the globe, and doing it personally for myself, I have 4 books that became Amazon bestsellers that position me to be able to do more things for my brand. I have a food brand that airs on Red TV in Africa. I have a myriad of experiences that helps me provide extreme value to the people I work with so that they can see that you can still do the thing that you've been called for without compromising on the things that bring you so much joy.
So what you're saying then is that you're not just talking about, say, for example, someone who wants to be famous,
right,
singer-songwriter type thing.
Right.
This is anyone who wants to make it big in, could be the personal branding space, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
Meaning that it can be in any kind of celebrity or much more visible role.
Right.
In order to make their message understood. Is that correct?
Right. So I've actually had people come to me and say, because I have some celebrity clients and my clients, some prospects come to me and say, can you make me famous? I'm like, no, can't do that. Because even the people that I work with are purposeful. Literally, they are on the path where they're like, look, my life has to have meaning. I want to focus on something that really does bring me joy and impact life. So it's not even about starting a business. It's about, I want to do something with the life that I have here that is purpose-centered. How do I
making a difference?
Making a difference and impacting lives and making money with it confidently. So it's a whole process of going from multi-passionate and overwhelmed to crystal clarity and focus. It's freaking awesome.
That is amazing. It's interesting that, every once in a while in my space as a digital marketing agency, I get people that call me up and they want, sometimes they're nonprofits. Not all nonprofits are like this, but basically they're like, can you help us out? But, oh, by the way, we don't have a budget for it and we don't have this, and we don't have that. And you're like, okay, like you want to be nice, you want to be, you want to try to, you want to do good in the world, but the people that are making a true impact are not doing it from a position of poverty. They are doing it.
Even on the mindset, it's not just poverty as in money. It's like a mindset poverty mentality where you feel like there's not enough or you don't have something to give. And when you have an abundant mindset and you realize I have something to give, however small you may think it is, your gift might be to organize somebody's home. Like that, some people are neat freaks. They have to keep things tidy. I help you understand how to step into that and accept it, and then use that to impact people's lives. Because someone comes home to a clean home because that you did, they are more productive. They're more happy. Like there's so many ripple effects to just the simplicity of whatever your purpose is. So I go for people who have that abundance in terms of their calling in life. Yes.
So not everyone is your ideal client. I mean, nope. like you need a vet where you place your positive energy as well.
Right.
Or you'll even consider that.
Right.
How do you work through that process? Like, how do you decide?
Well, the ultimate gift of every entrepreneur is your guts. Like you always, as an entrepreneur, solopreneur, you kind of always know from that first hello on the phone, you're like, yeah, gonna be a difficult client. Now you have to decide if you're gonna go with that or not. But obviously through conversation and you wanna open up, you're gonna ask certain questions, and based on the way they respond, you can tell if they're gonna be a challenge. And if you're up for the challenge, great. But if you're not, that is the benefit of being an entrepreneur, say no. And so for me, what I figure out is I realize one of my coaches always says your 5-star client. My 5-star client is excited to work with me. If the moment she hears about me, she's either watched my stuff or Googled me. And so by the time she comes to me, she's ready. She just needs to know what's next. So typically the women I work with, that's where they come from, where they're like, oh my God, I can't wait to work with this chick. She's going to do this for, help me do this. It's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. And that's what happens. And I always realize whenever I go through a situation where a client that seems easy ends up being difficult, it's because they're not my 5-star client. They're not my ideal client. And I've gotten comfortable with the fact that it's supposed to be easy for certain things. And for me, my ideal clients coming to me is easy. If it gets difficult, then they're not my people.
That's exactly correct. Wow. That's great. So you've actually developed a method for how to, which is actually your one big tip. So this method will help people come up with how they're going to approach this new project and getting their message out there. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Right. So my overall process is called the Purpose Breakthrough Session. And in the Purpose Breakthrough Session, one of the biggest parts of the entrepreneurs and any entrepreneur that we work with the social media and digital age is you have to develop content, right? So, and this is a method that I developed. Like if you hear it somewhere else, somebody stole it from me or janked it from me, as they say. But I literally did multiple Google searches and different ways of seeing if anybody had this. And I couldn't believe that nobody figured this out. And so, but people use different parts of it. So in terms of coming up with your content, so not the Purpose Breakthrough Session, that's the process I use to help you get clear on what your calling is. But once you've gotten clear, how do you now create content that helps you become loved by the people that you're supposed to help, respected by your peers and the industry, and paid because of the content? So it's something I call the tweak method. It's like tweaking your content. So that's TWIQ method, tweak method. So what is this tweak method, right? Tweak method is 4 different types of content that you need to be sharing regularly across your social media platforms or in live events, whatever that looks like to you. And number 1 for the T is thought leadership. So what thought leadership is super simple. And it's funny because I had my husband, I give my husband this long definition of what a thought leader is. And because my husband is considered a thought leader in his space. And then he gave me back a definition that said, and I'm pulling it up now. He gave me back a definition that basically said a thought leader is someone who has a persuasive way of helping you think so that you can use that persuasive way in your way of life moving forward. And I was like, oh, that's very simple. So when you think of when you think of people who are really changing the way we think about the world, it's simple things. How do you think about purpose? How do you think about marketing? How do you think about social media? There's certain people that have simple thought processes of how we think about this thing. So thought leadership is one of those things. And so as a thought leadership, the way you have to think about thought leadership. So let me give you the exact definition my husband came up with after my long one. He says, a thought leader is one who identifies and develops persuasive ways of thinking that others apply to their lives. So here's the easiest way you can think of being a thought leader. Think of something in your industry that you fundamentally disagree with. Fundamentally, like you're like, I don't like that people in my industry do this. So I'll give you an example. In my industry, I fundamentally disagree that you can just brand anybody without connecting to who they are. Because if you do
that's
that,
not going to work.
But that's the thing. People always think they can just brand anybody, come up with a logo, a website, and that's it. If you do not connect to who the person is and brand who they are, down the line, the real person they are shows up, and then it shocks the whole world and others like, oh my God, they're different. No, they weren't. Whoever branded them branded the image of who they think they should be versus who they were, right? So that's how you have to think about. So if you want to be a thought leader, you have to first think, what is the one thing that I fundamentally disagree with in my industry, And then I fundamentally disagree that you can just brand anybody without connecting to who they are. What I do that is different, so that's your thought leadership now. What I do that is different is help you understand and clarify your purpose so that you can brand that and be your authentic and full self for impact and income. That's my thought leadership. So when I walk around now, I actually trademark the word live through purpose. Because I genuinely believe that the world would be a better place if people live through their purpose. So that's how you have to think about thought leadership. So that's one type of content. And with thought leadership, it has to be something. So whenever you come up with your thought leadership content, it has to be something, either a really long blog or a nice video detailing kind of you have to be, how do you say it? Professional about it. So you can't just rant, right? You have to provide facts. Are there examples of celebrities or people, entrepreneurs, other people in the industry that have used what you're saying that worked for them? And so you have to support your statements, your thought leadership statement with facts, right? So that's the first thing. And that with the thought leadership content, you want to do that at least maybe once or twice a month, just revisiting different angles of what you fundamentally disagree with in your industry. But your solution always has to come back to that one thing that you're providing that is different. That's how thought leadership works. And the next thing on the content in the tweak method is the W. And the W is for what is somebody. So in your industry, Jeff, in terms of digital marketing, when someone tells you that they want to develop a website, there's a certain number of things you're going to tell them that they need, correct?
Of course, yeah.
Right? Okay. So the process of you telling them what those things are is the what. Okay. So how do I open my social media? What social media platforms do I need for my personal brand? You need this, and this is what, this is why you need it. That's the W, is what you tell the people what to do based on your thought leadership, right? So that's the W in the tweak method. The I is for connecting to the identity of your ideal customer. Now, I just realized today, thinking about it, I've worked with over 150 men that have been through the process, but my ideal customer are women entrepreneurs. So when I'm doing identity messaging, I'm either sharing about how, I'm a mom of twin girls. So I either share about that connection, about the identity, and that part for me is mom, an identity as wife, an identity as entrepreneur. So you have to figure out what identities that you and your target audience have, and you connect to that. So when you're sharing things like, entrepreneurs who are sales marketers, so you can connect to that, like my fellow sales marketers, yada, 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 whatever it is, you're connected to the identity if they are your target audience. So that's the I for the tweak. And then the Q is for quick help. So this is where you do you could do tutorials, or, you're basically giving them 3 steps to whatever, like showing them kind of something as a quick win. So think of quick help as a quick win. What can they do that is a knowledge that you share that they can, get a quick win out of? If they do it, spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So that's the tweak method. T is for thought leadership. W is for telling people what to do, like in whatever the pain point is that you solve. The I is for connecting to the identity of your ideal customer that you both have. And the Q is for quick help. Like, so you think, something that gives them a quick solution. So it might be your lead offer is something like that, or a quick masterclass or something quick. And so that's the tweak method. And the idea is to apply this across the board throughout your social media or live in person to build that relationship that, one, connects you to your ideal audience, two, positions you as a thought leader, but also gives you an opportunity to help other people jump on board with your thought leadership. And then you're helping them with the what, and the Q is for the quick helps. Now, the secret is you never share the how. The how is how you make money, right?
That's really interesting. I'll share a quick aside with you.
Yeah, please.
Especially when people call you up and say like, well, I have this great idea, but no, I need you to sign an NDA first. Mm-hmm. And it's like, please, right?
Don't you love that when that happens?
Right. But, normally when I balk at that, I try to be nice about it. And the analogy that I pull up is, listen, I can go to Publix right now, our supermarket that we have here. I can buy a can of Coke. And it tells me exactly what's in the bottle. Right. It's right there. There's no secret. It's exactly, it's right there. You want to copy it? Go ahead. There are all the ingredients.
Right.
How do they mix it? At what proportion?
Right.
Yeah, what's the measurements? That's the secret that's locked in a safe that only 5 people have seen.
That's right. That's right. And so the how is how you make your money. So, I'm all for helping people and doing quick videos and how-tos. I'm also a fan of entrepreneurs earning what the value of their services are. So it's okay because by the time you build this trust with the tweak method, it's going to be easy for your how to be like, they're like, oh my God, I connect with this person. I love the way they think. I want to start thinking that way. They help me with all these quick ways to learn, and they show me what to do. Now, if I need to learn how to, I will write you a check so fast because you've built this relationship and trust in what you offer me, that it's easy to now do the how with you and pay you for it. So that is my one big tip, is once you get clear.
That is a huge tip.
And you want to create content that is that has a high conversion rate, that keeps you loved, respected, and paid by your ideal customers. Use the tweak method and transform your life and the lives of those you've been assigned to.
Wow, I think the earth just shook. That's just great.
Stop it.
Thank you so much for that. So Yetunde, why don't you let everyone know where they can find you? What's the best way to reach out and get into your orbit?
I spend a lot of time on Instagram because my ideal customers are there. And it's Yetunde Shorters. That's YETUNDESHORTERS, Yetunde Shorters. And my website is the same, yetundeshorters.com. I am looking forward to just doing whatever I can to help more people step fully into their purpose. And that's my selfish reason, because I want a better world. So I'm like, whatever I can do to make sure you do your thing so we're all happy, that's what I'm here to do. So I'm looking forward to helping specifically more women entrepreneurs step fully into their purpose and remain their authentic self, still doing the things that they love, but impacting lives and making money confidently with it.
That's amazing. Yetunde, thank you very much for joining us. I really enjoyed having you on the show.
It was fun. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.